Yo, hello guys, how you guys doing today? Welcome to Libra TV. Thank you so much for being here. So today's video we'll talk about the UFC news. What's trending right now in the UFC? If I go UFC, what's the news out there? What's going on? Which fighters are fighting? All that stuff, right? That's what I'm gonna look into right now. Okay, so the first news, by the way, we have a big fight coming up this weekend. Um, Mohammed Usman's younger brother, is fighting Zach Poga this weekend, and Thiago Santos is fighting Hills this weekend, and Vicente Luque is fighting this weekend as well. This weekend got some good fight, guys. They got some good fight going on this weekend, but the whole video today is to look at the news and see what's trending, what's going on, the kind of news we have so far. Um, First news popping up here. If I Google, so Daniel Cormier, I think he talked to Colby Covington. He said Colby Covington is dealing with some serious injuries. Of course, after his fight against Masvidal, because he got a victory in that fight. What a good fight, guys! His fight against Masvidal was a very good fight, which ended up Kobe's way. Kobe got the victory, and after the fight, I think that was the UFC 272, and I think like a couple of days later, he went to a restaurant to eat, and Masvidal came to that restaurant. Actually, Colby Covington was hanging out with Full Send Podcast. I'm not really sure about their names, but he was hanging out with them. They went to the restaurant, and yeah, Masvidal showed up there, and he sucker punched Colby Covington, and he broke his face. He got so many damages going on. I think he broke his wristwatch, his Rolex wristwatch, and it wasn't good. It wasn't good, and yeah, he came out saying that he got some serious injuries going on, and the fight with Masvidal happened in March 2022, so this year. It happened in March, and it's been 6 months now, right? Is this 6 months since he fought? It's not bad. Someone like Kobe. Kobe is the number one ranked waterweight contenders out there. Usman is the champion, and I'm pretty sure we will see Colby Covington come back for sure. It's not over yet. Might Usman? I'm not sure if he's gonna fight Usman. There's a lot of fights out there for Kobe. To be honest, there's a lot of fights for Kobe. Kobe can fight. I know Leon Edwards and Usman will be fighting this August, 20th of August. Hamza Chimaev is there. Gabriel Burns is there. It's a lot of good fighters. A lot of good fight for Kobe for sure. But Masvidal is not a bad fight either. Like, he can have another fight with Masvidal. I know there's still beef going on there, with the sucker punch and all that. And he didn't. Masvidal didn't get charged. He didn't get charged for that. He pleaded not guilty of whatever he did to Kobe. But Masvidal come back and fight again, Kobe might beat the fight for sure. It will be a good fight for sure. But looking at that fight, like, it doesn't look like the last fight. It doesn't look like it doesn't look like Masvidal can beat Kobe. Kobe is in a different level for sure. Okay, let's move on to the next topic here. Kamaru Usman's brother, Mohammed Usman, is making his debut this coming Saturday, and it will be awesome. Mohammed Usman, I'm not really sure. I don't really know him well, but he got a record of 7 wins and 2 losses, right? And he's a brother to the UFC, champion, waterweight champion Kamaru Usman. Kamaru Usman is older, but he looks bigger, way bigger than he's bigger than Usman. It's not even a question. Mohammed Usman is bigger. He's a heavyweight fighter. Usman is a waterweight fighter. So he's making his debut in the UFC this coming Saturday. And, two brothers fighting in a company, UFC. I mean, it's a great thing. I mean, we see brothers like Nate Diaz and Nick Diaz. There's so many brothers fighting in the UFC as well. I think the headline says 30 sets of siblings to fight under the UFC banner. So in the UFC history, 30 sets of siblings have been involved in fighting in this company in the UFC. So he's making his debut. I'm not sure what his fighting style is. Usman, we are really familiar with Usman. Kamaru Usman. We are really familiar with Kamaru Usman. He's a great wrestler. I'm pretty sure his brother might be a wrestler as well, or he's just a striker. But he's way big, and the heavyweight division is going well. The champion, Francis Ngannou. Francis Ngannou is a champion. He's been champion for a while. I think he got injured as well, but he's recovering. I think we're gonna see Francis Ngannou come back and probably challenge. Who knows? Cyril Gane is number one right now in the heavyweight division. He might come back and challenge someone. Francis Ngannou and Jon Jones has been going at each other for months, for years. And I'm not sure if that fight will be happening soon. We saw Francis Ngannou pivot that he might leave UFC and go fight in the boxing. Okay, he says he's gonna go fight a boxing fight, but I'm not sure how true that stuff is. But he's a killer, man. He's a great fighter. There's a lot of fight for Francis, and if Mohammed Usman do well against Zach, man, the sky is the limit for this guy. If he can follow his older brother's footstep, Kamaru Usman, he will see himself up there. It seems like the fighting spirit is in their DNA, it's in their blood. If he can do well, he can see himself ranked in the first 15 in the heavyweight division. It seems the heavyweight division now is kind of like, we saw Francis Ngannou fought Cyril Gane and he got the victory. He was wrestling the entire time. He was wrestling. Stipe Miocic, we saw Francis Ngannou, knock out Stipe Miocic. And he, Tai Tuivasa is a great fighter. You saw him defeat Derrick Lewis. Like, there's a lot of fight for Mohammed Usman if he can keep his composure and have a good fight. He can easily rank the first 15 in a couple months. You look at Paddy the Baddy. He only got 3 fights in the UFC. Now he's like a superstar. It can happen. Like, UFC can take your career from this to that, right? It can skyrocket your career so bad you can never even imagine. But anyways, he's having his fight. Mohammed Usman is having his fight this weekend, and hopefully the fight will play out well for him, and he can carry on and showcase his skills, and we'll see what he's all about. So let's talk about Jon Jones here. Jon Jones, I think, posted a picture or a video. I'm not sure. Jon Jones goes bare knuckle on pads, promises I'm exactly where I need to be right now. So it seems like it's been a while since we saw Jon Jones, and he's training. I think he's doing well, and it's been a while. Like, we need that fight with Francis Ngannou to happen, but UFC cannot make that happen. And we saw, I think, like a couple months ago, he was charged. I know he's a former light heavyweight champion in the world, And there's so many fights for Jon Jones. He can go back to the light heavyweight right now, which Yuri Prohaska is the champion. He can fight Yuri Prohaska tomorrow and get the belt. He can stay in the heavyweight division and fight Stipe Miocic, because that's the fight UFC wants to put together for Jon Jones. Stipe Miocic is not a bad fight. Stipe Miocic is ranked number 2 right now in the heavyweight division. That might be a great fight for Jon Jones. He always put out clips out there like, oh, he's doing this, he's doing that, he's training, he's doing that, but there's no fight. It's been a while since he fought. If he haven't fought for so long and he decides to come back, it might be a problem for him. I don't know if he's gonna win. But I think Francis Ngannou, if he fights a champion, Francis Ngannou is a different fighter. He's in another level right now. He's a great puncher. He got good power. I'm not sure if Jon Jones can handle that power, but we have seen Jon Jones. He's a legend. He can do whatever. He can win a fight. We've seen him. He can wrestle. He can strike. We have seen Israel Adesanya stylebender called out Jon Jones. That was the fight when Israel Adesanya moved up in weight to fight to get the belt, when he fought Jan Blachowicz and he loses to Jan Blachowicz. If he got that belt, that might change the perspective of Jones' fight. That might, maybe, who knows, Jones might fight Israel. But Israel lost that fight to Jan Blachowicz. Now, what's next for him? What's next for Jon Jones? Because he's such an entertaining fighter. And that's it, man. That's all I have for you guys today. And that's the 3 news actually training right now. Guys, so like this video, share, subscribe to Libra TV, and I'll see you guys later. Thanks. Peace.